We are at Tooele, Utah at Miller Motorsports Park. You might wonder why we are in Tooele, Utah. It's a beautiful place and the weather's gorgeous, but we're here for a small event called World Superbike. And we're here this weekend to talk to you about SBS Brakes. SBS Brakes has been around for so long that most of the top teams here, Ronald Tancati, who has won so many championships with SBS Brakes, he can't even count them all. For 48 years, SBS has been making brake pads, winning numerous world championships, more super stock championships than most people can count. Making brake pads is not an exciting process. They got to take these things up to like 17 gazillion degrees. They put some funky kind of stuff and material on here. They got to bake them in an oven. It's not a glamorous process, but we're going to show you that it's fun. So all you racers and track day guys, you're going to want to stick with us in this video series because we're going to do a few laps around the track with Johnny Rea and Carlos Checa, and they're going to tell us their secrets on what it takes to get around Miller Motorsports track fast using your SBS brakes and getting at the top of the podium. We're here with Alan Ousley, who is the product and race team manager for Scandinavian Brake Systems. First of all, am I pronouncing your name right, Alan?
Ousley.
Ousley.
It's pretty good.
Ousley, was it?
Ousley.
Oh, the O things, the O's with the lines. I have no idea what those are.
It's a letter called Ö.
Ooh,
Yeah, Ö.
Ooh, a letter.
Yes.
You've been coming to the races for a few years, haven't you?
I think back in '97 was the first time we ever started doing really work with the teams.
Since World Superbike guys can't use the carbon rotors, are these guys using what street riders can buy, or are you giving them something top secret?
The two compounds we use, we have a carbon-based material which is called DC, dual carbon, and we have a DS called dual center.
Are those brake pads that anybody can actually go buy?
Yes, it will be the same compound you can buy in a shop.
Are you in there when the riders come in to get information from them, or are you mostly liaison with the mechanics?
I'm working there in the box with the team and with the mechanics, riders.
Nice, so you're gathering all that data.
Yes.
And how do we store that data, Alan?
I store it. I guess you asked for my little notebook. I keep them at home in the office.
Have you been able to get the same kind for all these years?
More or less, same color. Put on the shelf year by year.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Stay with us on our next series here. We're going to talk to some of those riders that depend on SBS brake pads to slow them down from 200 miles per hour, like turn one here at Miller Motorsports Park. We are here with the man that has utilized the SBS braking power probably more than anybody in the world, the 2011 World Superbike champion, Mr. Carlos Checa. Carlos,
hello.
Welcome to the States again.
My pleasure.
Glad to have you. You actually think about your brake pads while you're out there riding? You actually think about that?
When you are testing, well, you feel the power, you feel the braking, and it's what you want, no? To stop as late as possible,
right.
And the controllability also is very important. Normally when hard braking I use two fingers, and when it's soft braking, in some areas, even here in Miller, we use one finger, especially. Turn one, for example, you will use really all the power. But then turn two and turn three, you use only one finger. I use only one finger, it's enough.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So the SBS pads give you enough feel, and you've got you like them now, you can just, a nice little one finger.
Yeah, with one finger is enough.
So the only time you really think about those pads so much is if they don't work going into turn one too, yeah?
Well,
that'd be a little sketchy at 200 miles
brakes,
an hour.
You know, for the rider, the brakes is the most important thing, especially at 200 miles per hour. Our speed is so high, then sometimes when we have bad dreams, we think, oh, the brakes is broken. No?
Awesome. Well, good luck this weekend. We're always huge fans to have you here.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with a renowned figure and one of the most famous folks in the World Superbike paddock. Ronald Tancati, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Now, your team won World Superbike Championship and more World Supersport Championships and championships than we can count. You can't remember that many. That's a lot.
Yeah, I always have to count a bit, but it's been 9 World Championships in total.
That's a lot.
1 in World Superbike, but trying to make more ground here very soon.
Yeah. All of those with SBS brakes.
All of those.
Every single one of those.
Every single one.
And you don't strike me as a guy, for as many championships as you've won, as a guy that's just going to use a product from somebody that pays you a little more money.
All the technical products on the machine, it's not about the money, what's coming in, or it's not even a consideration.
No.
It's just about quality, bringing the new stuff, getting the opportunity to work with Alan Astley on track, who is always with us.
Right.
It's just continuous working and trying to improve things.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's what racing is all about, I think.
Right, of course. Well, we look forward to you winning many, many more championships using SBS brakes, and it was a pleasure. Jonathan, we just got out of the van. Thanks a bunch. That was fun, learning all your secrets about getting around the Miller Motorsports track. And an interesting thing we talked about your braking was you're just a one-finger guy.
Yeah, and, it's strange, you know, I get more feeling with one finger because I can feel a lot more coming through the lever. Whereas if I'm using 2 fingers, sometimes I get a little bit more clumsy in the corner. Right. And it's the last thing you want to be doing is upsetting the balance of the bike in the corner.
So your brakes, obviously your SBS brakes are something that you're pretty, which I would refer to in the US as a fanatical thing. You got to be, those things mean a lot to you.
Yeah, and you know,
especially here, turn 1.
Turn 1 and into the, is it Black Rock hairpin?
Yes, Black Rock hairpin.
You know, that's one of the that's the heaviest braking because you're braking to almost a stop.
Awesome, awesome. Well, good luck this weekend. Hope you tear it up, buddy. Going to be rooting for you. It's your first trip to Miller Motorsports Park. What do you think?
I think it's great. It's the most beautiful racetrack area I've ever seen.
Have they gone down and showed you turn 1 here? Because the straightaway at Miller is a long straightaway. So we are definitely going to be testing those SBS brake pads this weekend.
They won't let them down.
They won't let them down.
They won't let them down.
Awesome. They pretty much say that you run the place.
Well, I run the friction place, that's for sure. The friction place together with a bunch of really good people at home at the factory. So we're trying to build more, you could say, more brand image in the States. We're trying to build more recognition for what SBS actually is, and it's more than just a brake pad. The story behind it is the racers actually using it. It's the high quality, high profile race brand that also makes street pads available to everybody out there. And what we actually give to these racers are what people can buy for their own bikes. So this is not a special compound. This is nothing we do especially for them. And we need to tell that story because people don't really know.
And they don't think about it. They don't think about it.
You don't think about it. When you buy brake pads for your motorcycle, you just go in and maybe sometimes you try to save a buck. And I think that's just the worst place you could save a buck.
You're going to enjoy yourself here this weekend?
Oh, I'm going to have fun.
You're going to have a great time.
Oh, yes, I'm going to have a great time.
All right, folks. So if you see Crystal at one of the shows, be sure and stop by and get a great education about SBS brake pads.
They're more than welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.